Hello everyone and welcome to second chapter of C programming tutorial. In this chapter we'll write some code to solve a problem where we'll be splitting our food bill with a friend. This is the problem which we are going to solve. Let's say you have a friend, you and your friend they went to a restaurant and you both ate some samosas and now you need to split the bill based on the number of samosas which you have eaten. So in order to solve this problem, we need to have some knowledge about programming fundamentals. Let's discuss those programming fundamentals now. In any programming language, we have something called variables. Variables are nothing but a named memory location. You can think of them as a container where you can store the data. Don't worry, we'll be discussing more about them when we write code. We also have things like data type in programming languages. For example, let's say you buy a iPhone. So iPhone will come with a box. You cannot keep your laptop in the box which is meant for your iPhone. Similarly, when you have some variables, there is a data type associated with those variables. And you can only put the data of that particular type into those variables. We also need to know how to take input from the user and how to display that information on the screen. In C, we have a scanf statement for taking input from the user. Let's jump into our development environment and try out the things which we have learned just now. Here you can see I have a new file which is same as our previous chapter, but you'll notice that we have some additional statements over here. So these are nothing but comments in the code. Comments are meant for the person who is reading the code, they are not meant for the compiler. Anything written within comments is ignored by the compiler. What you see over here is a multi-line comment. This is a syntax for a multi-line comment which begins with slash and then a star and ends with star and slash. Anything which you write within this block is ignored by the compiler and is meant for your own understanding. Similarly, we also have single line comments which can span only to one line. Let's say you have a statement called printf to display something on the screen. When you run this program, you'll notice that whatever you have given within printf is displayed on the screen. But if you comment this line using double slash, it will be ignored by the compiler and it won't be printed. Comments are a way to explain what is happening in your program and are meant only for the users who are reading your code. Now that we have discussed about comments, let's talk about variables. As mentioned, variables are nothing but a named memory location to store some data. The way you declare a variable in C programming language is by telling the data type followed by the variable name. So let's say you want to store only integer values in a variable. You can declare it using the syntax int and then the variable name. This will tell the compiler to reserve some space for a variable called a which can store integer values. Now let's say you want to assign some value to this variable. The way you do it is, so in line number 11 and 12 we have created a variable and we have assigned some value to it. We can also do these two things in a single line as, so here we are declaring and initializing the variable in the same line. Declaration of variable is the process of telling the compiler about the variable name and its data type, whereas initialization is the process of giving it some initial value. So just like int, we have many other data types in C. For example, float, which is used to store the decimal point numbers. We also have double and long. Long is also meant for storing integers but of higher range. Similarly, with float we have double which can store floating point numbers with better precision. We also have a data type called char which is used for storing the characters. While initializing a character, you need to enclose the value within the single quotes. In this video, we haven't discussed about the sizes and ranges of these data types. Also, we didn't discuss about the rules for naming a variable. For these two things, I will add links in the description section below so that you can refer to them later at your convenience. What if you want to take some input from the user? For this, in C programming language, we have a statement called scanf. First, just declare the variable in which you want to store your input. Let's say we want to take an integer as input. We'll declare the value as int v. Now, using scanf, so this line of code will prompt the user to enter a value as input, which will be stored in v. After scanf statement, you will notice that we are passing a format specifier called %d. %d tells the compiler that the value being entered by the user is an integer. Similarly, for floats we have %f, and for characters we have %c. We are passing $v as a second argument to scanf. $v denotes address of variable v, which is required by scanf to store the value into the variable. The way you can display a variable is using a similar syntax. Here we are telling the compiler that the value which we want to print is an integer, and then we are passing the variable. Notice that in scanf we were passing the address of variable, whereas in case of printf we are passing the actual variable. Let's try running this much of code. So now I need to enter some value as an input, and the value is displayed as an output. C supports most of the basic arithmetic operations. You can write something like int x is equal to v plus 5. Now when you print the value of x, it will be 5 more than the value of v. Let's try to separate our output with a new line. You can do it by adding a /n after your previous output. Now when you run the code, it will ask you for some input, and then it will display the value of v, which is 40, and value of x, which is 5 more than v. Similarly, we can also perform multiplication, division and subtraction operations between a value and a variable, or between two different variables. So now let's try solving our original problem where we wanted to split the food bill between us and our friend. In order to solve this problem, we need to know the total bill which user has spent on food, and we need to store it into a variable. Let's declare that variable. We also need to store the total number of samosas which we have eaten and our friend has eaten. We can store them into two different variables. Now we need to take some user input and then store the value in the variables. So here we'll ask the user how many samosas they have eaten. Then we can store the value in a variable using scanf. After that, let's ask them how many samosas the friend has eaten. Again, store it in another variable which we have declared. Similarly, we can also input the total bill amount from the user. Notice that in this case, we'll have to use %f instead of %d, since the bill amount has to be stored in a float variable. Now let's perform some basic mathematics to find the total samosa count, which will be the sum of the samosas you have eaten and your friend has eaten. After we have the total samosa count, we can find your bill by dividing the total bill amount with the total samosa count and then multiplying it with the number of samosas which you have eaten. Similarly, we can also find the bill of your friend. Now let's use the printf statement to display these outputs. Let's try running this program and see the output. As you can see, it is asking me how many samosas I had. So let's say I had 4 samosas and my friend only had 2, and total bill amount was 100 rupees. The program then displays the amount of money which you should pay and your friend should pay. So this was a simple C program where we took some input from the user and displayed some output based on certain arithmetic operations. In the next chapter, we'll try to find out whether you are allowed to drink alcohol or not through conditional statements in C. So see you guys in the next video.